What up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 30 in my 7th annual 31 Days of Horror. Today's film is actually going to be Frank Henenlotter's Frankenhooker. And Frankenhooker is a film that I'd recently seen in the theater, actually, with Frank Henenlotter in attendance. And he talked about the film. He did like a commentary on the film. Him and the actor who plays Jeffrey, forget his name. Very fun, very informative. Frank Henenlotter is one of the funnest and coolest film people. Like he's just a fan of film, and you could tell. And that's really awesome. Got a chance to meet him. It was really cool. So I figured I would talk about Frankenhooker today. Obviously, this series, 31 Days of Horror 7, was in October of 2018. And it's now 2019, so I saw this way past October, but you get the point. Anyway, Frankenhooker follows a man named Jeffrey. Well, first of all, Frankenhooker is literally Frankenstein, but with a hooker. You know, it's a great title, you know, and Frank Henenlotter talked about how he just came up with it kind of on the spot. It's called Frankenhooker, you know. He wanted to make a Frankenstein film, and he was pitching ideas to this studio exec, and they were like, all right, let's make it. But even though he had no script or anything, he just kind of faked it until he made it. But it follows a man named Jeffrey who fiance gets ran over by a remote control lawnmower and torn to pieces. So it's kind of his, you know, goal. He's a scientist, he's a man of science, to bring his wife back is what he wants to do. So he goes and basically he finds crack addicted hookers and takes their body parts to recreate his wife. So there's a lot of actually good scenes in this film, good filmmaking scenes, like the opening with the giant chart and the body and stuff was really cool. You have some great comedy in here. Like there's great comedy. There's even social commentary on the crack epidemic that was going very strong in 1990, you know. So Frank Henenlotter is just an underrated filmmaker. Like, is this movie the most amazing thing in the world? No, but for a B movie, it is something. It transcends B movies. You know, it goes beyond what a typical B movie would do. And all of his films are like that in a way. From Basket Case up to Bad Biology, they all have a little bit more than just goofy comedy ridiculousness, particularly Brain Damage. But Frank Henenlotter is definitely one of my favorite filmmakers, and this movie is a lot of fun. And I like that it goes by really smooth. Once, you know, the woman becomes Frankenhooker, the stuff that she's spitting out is extremely funny. Like, you want to have a good time, or like, you know, like all this stuff, you know. And I believe Frank Henenlotter said that he was driving down, you know, an area known for prostitutes, and like every person that he went past was like shouting out like a random phrase like that, and he remembered them, and he kind of put them in the film, like as how she's talking and stuff. It is really cool. Good, you know, tons of nudity in this one. Funny, you know, mannequin explosions and stuff like that. It's just a good time, man. I've seen this now, I think 3 times, and I've liked it more each time. I'm at a 7.5 on Frankenhooker. It is really a fun movie, and if you've never seen it, definitely check it out. It was a blast seeing it with Frank Henenlotter. I just kind of wanted to share that story. So even though I haven't watched this like in the past couple days like I normally do for these reviews, I saw it in the theater, and it was definitely very memorable. So Frank Henenlotter's Frankenhooker, 1990, good stuff. Check it out.